For those species to re-evolve, for that diversity to come back, will take roughly 2 million years.
Despite the vast knowledge of mankind, we've only scratched the surface when it comes to the mysteries of the animal kingdom. New species are being discovered every year. In 2018 alone, there were 270 new discoveries. From hybrid animals to insects that even scientists have no clue about, we are yet to see all there is to the animal kingdom. What are these newly discovered creatures that are rarely seen? And for how long have they roamed the earth? John is in this special episode as we uncover these animals that have almost never been seen before. Number 20. Shoebill Stalk. Right in the middle of eastern African wetlands, there lives a creature which others could dismiss as mere imagination, and you won't blame them because looking at it, you'd think the creature is something that came out of ancient times. It stands at 5 feet tall, and what is this creature? It's the Shoebill Stalk, which practically commands the areas surrounding its natural habitat with an air of superiority. When you look at this bird, its massive bill is the first thing you'll notice. It got its name because of its wide, thick, and curved tip, which looks like a shoe left out in the rain for too long. When this bird unfolds its wings, they stretch to an unbelievable 8 feet. If you don't know how wide that is, well, it's taller than the tallest basketball player. One doesn't need to be told that this is a bird of prey. When hunting, its piercing and unsettling golden eyes easily capture the soul of its prey. One of the most creepy qualities of the bird is its natural stillness. It usually stands like a statue carved by nature itself. It holds its position for minutes and hours, and still it does not move. To some, it is a creature of majesty, a living relic of a bygone era, while to others, it is a complete nightmare. When it finally strikes its prey, you'll clearly hear its massive bill snap down like a thunderclap. The sound of the bill alone is enough warning to all who dare to trespass. The next animal is also a bird of prey like the Shoebill Storm, a king of birds, but it's on the brink of extinction. What would make an apex predator become an endangered species? Number 19. The Philippine Eagle. This animal is a real paradox in the animal kingdom. As the largest bird in the world, both by length and wingspan, it holds an impressive title among birds. However, it is also one of the rarest and least seen birds on the entire planet. As a matter of fact, a significant portion of the human population has never seen this bird. It is often referred to as the monkey-eating eagle, and it's also the national bird of the Philippines. According to studies, it can live for up to 60 years. Initially, it was thought that this bird simply preys on monkeys, but this thought has since been done away with. Because the Philippine eagle is more than that, it's an apex predator. It is entirely capable of hunting a wide range of prey, from small bats to animals as large as a 14-kilogram deer. To put this into perspective, the eagle typically weighs between 4 and 8 kilograms, meaning it can take down prey that weighs nearly double its own body weight. This remarkable hunting ability is proof of its strength. But despite its impressive capabilities that would put other predators to shame, the Philippine eagle faces significant threats, not from overhunting by humans this time, but primarily due to habitat loss. While shooting this bird or taking its life in any way is illegal in the Philippines, carrying a hefty 12-year prison sentence, the ongoing deforestation of its natural habitat has resulted in a rapid decline in its population. Not only does the destruction of forests reduce the eagle's living space, but it also depletes its food sources, making it increasingly difficult for these magnificent birds to thrive. As a result of these challenges, spotting a Philippine eagle in the wild has become an almost impossible task. There is a need for conservation efforts for the survival of this iconic species. This necessitates not only legal protection, but also active engagement from local communities and global environmental groups. Preservation of its remaining habitats coupled with breeding programs may offer a beacon of hope to increase its dwindling numbers. Efforts to raise awareness about the ecological importance of this majestic bird could further aid in its survival, and the Philippine Eagle has been around for a long time. But the next animal absolutely shatters that scale. Can you guess how long it's been around? Number 18. The ghost shark. Ever seen a fossil that still lives? Also known as the chimera, this ghost shark is indeed a fascinating and elusive creature. It was first identified in 2002, and upon close examination, it showcases a remarkable evolutionary history that dates all the way back to 360 million years, making it a living fossil. They naturally live in the deep sea and are primarily found in the waters of Australia and New Zealand, but on a few occasions they've also been spotted off Hawaii and California. Ghost sharks have a unique feeding habit. Instead of using sharp teeth to rip their prey apart, they possess powerful jaws that allow them to crush their food. This adaptation is particularly effective for hunting soft-bodied prey such as cephalopods and crustaceans. Despite their ancient lineage and unusual features, ghost sharks remain shrouded in mystery. Their habitats in the deep sea make them difficult to study, and as a result, much about their behavior, reproduction, and population dynamics remains unknown. This scarcity of data makes them fascinating subjects for marine biologists and paleontologists alike, who are eager to learn more about these enigmatic creatures of the deep. Number 17. Zorses, progeny of horse and zebra. Some animals aren't whole, that is, they are not the result of two same animals mating, it's quite the opposite. They were formed when different breeds of animals mate together. A perfect example are the Zorses. The name gives it away. You can tell that they're hybrids resulting from the mating of a zebra and a horse. The fact that they are so rare only makes them more alluring. The first recorded Zorse appeared in 1899, and today, unfortunately, it is estimated that there are only around 100 of them existing worldwide, making them exceptionally rare. You'd expect the offspring of a horse to be tall, but one notable of Zorses is their tendency toward dwarfism, which often results in smaller than average stature. Additionally, Zorses are typically infertile, which limits their ability to reproduce, and this also contributes to their scarcity. Their unique appearance, combining the striking stripes of a zebra with the physique of a horse, makes them highly sought after. If trained properly, Zorses can command impressive prices, sometimes reaching up to $30,000, which reflects their status as a prized possession among animal enthusiasts and collectors. Despite their allure and value, the ethical implications of breeding such hybrids are subject to debate. Concerns about their welfare, health issues related to hybrid vigor, and the practicality of their maintenance challenge their desirability. The creation of Zorses often sparks discussions about the limits of human intervention in animal breeding and the responsibility to ensure the well-being of the animals involved. Number 16. The elephant shrew. The very name of this animal is a paradox. The elephant shrew is a small mammal that really goes against expectations. They measure between 10 and 30 centimeters in length. You know what's puzzling about this animal? Despite its name, it is neither an elephant nor closely related to true shrews. Instead, it is more genetically aligned with elephants and hyraxes, so its name is both amusing and misleading. These fascinating animals are not constrained to a particular place. Instead, they inhabit a variety of environments, ranging from dense jungles and lush forests to expansive plains and rugged mountains across the African continent. But even with their adaptability and wide distribution, elephant shrews are still elusive. Their small size plays a significant role in their invisibility. Often, they are simply too small for most observers to even notice. Additionally, they are among the fastest small mammals on Earth, capable of reaching speeds up to 17.9 miles per hour. This speed, combined with their shy nature, allows them to evade detection. The elephant shrew's remarkable agility and speed make it a marvel of evolution, showcasing nature's ability to create a diverse array of life forms. With its long snout and large, expressive eyes, the elephant shrew is not only cute, but also a testament to the wonders of biodiversity. As it scurries through its habitat, foraging for insects and other small invertebrates, it embodies the complexity of ecological relationships. Number 15. Ribbon fish. The next animal is a truly extraordinary and ultra-rare creature. It has an appearance that can easily captivate the minds of people who see it. As to why it's called ribbon fish, it's because it resembles a shimmering ribbon as it glides through the ocean. It is no surprise that people often describe it as being almost unreal. Found primarily in deep ocean waters, it is needless to say that ribbonfish are very elusive in nature, and it is extremely rare to make encounters with them. Almost all rare species are endangered, and ribbonfish is no exception. Their populations are gradually declining due to overfishing and habitat degradation. These fascinating fish are carnivorous, primarily preying on smaller fish that wander too close into their territory. It's a classic survival mode down there. Their slender, elongated bodies allow them to swim effortlessly, making them move very fast in the waters. However, overfishing is not the only thing that poses a threat to them, despite their striking appearance. The ribbonfish's lifespan is relatively short. The rarity of ribbonfish means that very few people will ever have the opportunity to see them in their natural habitat. Even scientists specializing in the study of marine life struggle to locate these elusive creatures, much less a regular person. Number 14. Hairy-nosed wombat. If you see the northern hairy-nosed wombat, then it is one of the most charming creatures you'll ever encounter. It has a stout body, short tail, and solid legs, and is a sight to behold by all when they eventually get to see it. Sadly, this enchanting species is also one of the critically endangered, making it all the more precious. It is native to Australia and is the largest known herbivorous burrowing mammal in the world. But since for some reason it prefers a subterranean lifestyle, it is also an incredibly elusive animal. Even though their build made them adorable, their shy nature, which naturally makes them spend most of their lives underground, make it difficult for anyone to catch a glimpse of them in the wild. As a result, sightings are extremely rare, and most people encounter them only in zoos or wildlife facilities where conservation efforts are ongoing. It can be tricky for some people, impossible to distinguish between male and female northern hairy-nosed wombats because they look remarkably similar. Males are typically just a bit shorter than females. This similarity adds to the charm of these animals, as they both possess the same endearing features that have captivated those who study them. Despite their unassuming appearance, these wombats face numerous threats from habitat loss, disease, and environmental changes. Thankfully, there are dedicated conservation efforts in place to help protect this species from further decline and probably extinction. Number 13. Yangtze finless porpus. A smiling fish, the Yangtze finless porpus is a creature often considered as one of the most charming and adorable animals in existence. The reason is because it has a unique, smile-like expression, which it uses to steal the hearts of many. Like other rare animals, however, this delightful porpoise faces dire challenges that threaten its survival. It has struggled against extinction throughout its existence, just like its close relative, the now extinct Pygmy dolphin. The primary threats to the Yangtze finless porpoise is, of course, human activity and environmental changes, but mostly human activity. That aside, habitat fragmentation as a result of urban development and pollution has also drastically reduced its natural living space in the Yangtze River. Additionally, climate change is another problem. It exacerbates these challenges, altering water conditions and diminishing the availability of food sources. As a result, this species is continually on the brink of disappearance, with only an estimated 1,012 individuals remaining in the wild. The fortunate thing is that some finless porpoises are in captivity, residing in zoos and aquariums, where conservation efforts aim to educate the public and promote awareness of their plight. On the flip side, the vaquita is almost completely extinct. How many more do we have left? You'll be shocked. Number 12. The vaquita. The vaquita holds the unfortunate title of being the rarest animal in the entire world. This small aquatic mammal is found exclusively in the northern part of the Gulf of California, and it is the very definition of the word endangered, making it a perfect example of the urgent conservation challenges facing marine life today. There are only an estimated 10 to 20 individuals left in existence. The vaquita's population has plummeted drastically due to illegal fishing practices, particularly the use of gill nets that trap and kill them. Because of their extreme rarity, it is only natural that sightings of vaquitas are incredibly uncommon, even for researchers dedicated to studying and protecting them. The vaquita's small size, gray body, and characteristic dark rings around its eyes give it a unique appearance, almost like that of a panda, but even then, few people will ever have the chance to witness this gentle creature in the wild. Number 11. Borneo Pygmy Elephant. The Borneo Pygmy elephant is another title-holding animal. It is a delightful and unique species that proudly holds the title of the smallest elephant in Asia. It has a charming baby-like face, round belly, and of course, what's an elephant without two oversized ears? This gentle giant is known for being adorable. Just imagine yourself with a small chubby elephant like this. In many ways, it looks like a character straight out of a children's storybook. These very elephants are said to be descendants of domesticated elephants owned by sultans in the 17th century as exotic pets for the wealthy elite. But due to evolution and genetic changes over the century, Borneo pygmy elephants have become smaller with their disproportionately large ears. Again, despite their charm that would make children want to play with them, Borneo pygmy elephants also fall in the category of endangered species, and their populations are declining at a rapid rate. Since they're herbivores, they primarily inhabit the lush forests of Borneo, where they play their part in maintaining the ecosystem. However, their survival is under constant threat because of habitat loss from deforestation, poaching, and human encroachment. Today, very few of these elephants exist in zoos around the world. The name of the next animal alone would want to make you embark on a voyage of discovery. Hooded grebe? Does it really wear a hood? Number 10. The hooded grebe. It is a fascinating bird, almost like a character from an HBO historical drama. However, this remarkable species has a much longer history. Can you guess how long? 35 million years, and no, it doesn't wear a hood. The hooded grebe is primarily found in southern Argentina, but that's just the general location, because finding these birds in the wild has become increasingly difficult. Hooded grebes are visually distinctive because of their striking black and white feathers. Unfortunately, they have been classified as critically endangered, with estimates suggesting that we have only 801,000 individuals remaining on the planet. The primary threat to their survival is the devastating impact of climate change on their natural habitat. As snowfall decreases, the lakes where these birds live are drying up, resulting in the loss of essential food sources that the grebes rely on for survival. In addition to climate problems, hooded grebes face challenges in their reproductive success. Their low reproductive rate further places a question mark in their population recovery, as many of them struggle to reproduce successfully. This lack of breeding isn't entirely natural, though. It can be attributed to various factors, including habitat loss and environmental stresses that impede their ability to thrive. In addition to climate problems, hooded grebes face challenges in their reproductive success. Their low reproductive rate further places a question mark in their population recovery, as many of them struggle to reproduce successfully. This lack of breeding isn't entirely natural, though. It can be attributed to various factors, including habitat loss and environmental stresses that impede their ability to thrive. Despite the daunting challenges, there are ongoing conservation efforts aimed at reversing the decline of this unique species. Initiatives such as habitat restoration, legal protection of breeding areas, and research into their ecological needs are critical. Engaging local communities and raising global awareness are also pivotal in ensuring the survival of the hooded grebe, preserving not just a species, but a part of our world's natural heritage. Number 9. The purple frog. The next animal is an elusive amphibian that has a unique story which sets it apart from other amphibians. It is found exclusively in India, and you won't believe how long it has existed, 100 million years. Shocking, right? But even with this ancient history, it remains largely hidden from the eyes of both researchers and casual observers alike. On careful observation, it's not a surprise that it is so elusive after all. It is naturally secretive and has distinct burrowing habits. Who would think to look for a frog underground? The purple frog's first formal sighting happened in 2003, a surprisingly late discovery, you'd agree, given its ancient lineage. Genetic studies have revealed that this amphibian is closely related to a group of frogs found on the Seychelles Islands, so there's a possibility that both species share a common ancestor that became isolated on different land masses over time. The continued challenge of observing the purple frog in the wild raises questions about its conservation status and the impact of habitat loss. Since human activities encroach on its environment, the need for conservation efforts has never been more pressing as far as grigs are concerned. We've been speaking of mammals, but let's take a look at this insect. How many of them are left? Number 8. The poodle moth. The poodle moth is one of the rarest and most mysterious insects on the planet, and since its discovery in Venezuela in 2009, it has captured and held the attention of not just enthusiasts, but also scientists. If you look at the insect closely, you'd find that with its fluffy white fur and large black eyes, it is both creepy and cute at the same time, and it can easily pass for a tiny, alien creature. Even though its unusual appearance has caused a lot of people to take interest in it out of curiosity, very little is known about its population or behavior. What makes the poodle moth exceptionally rare is the scarcity of sightings, and the scientific data available is also limited. You'll have better luck finding a flying elephant than casually spotting this insect. Unlike many other species, which can be studied and observed regularly, the poodle moth's elusiveness is on a whole other level. The only thing we know is that its habitat is believed to be restricted to certain regions of Venezuela. Its exact distribution and environmental preferences, however, there's no idea. This makes the poodle moth not only one of the rarest insects in the world, but also one of the most complex. Because of its rarity, we only know that poodle moths exist, but not even experts can estimate how many poodle moths there are. Whether it thrives in isolated pockets or is on the brink of endangerment, no one knows. This insect has truly earned its spot as one of the most elusive creatures on Earth. The pursuit of understanding more about the poodle moth continues to drive scientific inquiry and fascination, serving as a reminder of how much remains to be discovered in the natural world. Number 7. The pangolin. The pangolin is one animal that prefers to avoid any encounters with humans, especially when those humans appear to pose a threat or even show the slightest sign of aggression. Unlike some other animals, life for the pangolin is a daily struggle. Only a handful of people have seen them in the wild, and the reason for that is quite heartbreaking. The pangolin is the world's most trafficked mammal. Excluding humans, tens of thousands of them are eliminated by poachers each year. Why? Well, their meat is considered a great delicacy among the ultra-wealthy in China and Vietnam, while their scales are highly sought after for use in traditional Chinese medicine. So it is this relentless demand that has led to the pangolin's dire status. Every species of this quiet, gentle animal is now listed as either critically endangered or vulnerable, and that makes it even more difficult to spot one in its natural habitat. While conservationists have worked hard to ban pangolin poaching, it may be too late to reverse the decline. Despite ongoing efforts, the population continues to shrink. As their numbers dwindle year by year, many of us may have to settle for just admiring photos of them, knowing the real thing may soon vanish from the earth. Number 6. The black-spotted cuscus. The black-spotted cuscus is a lesser-known mammal, but not less intriguing. It looks more like a small possum, complete with unique features that set it apart. This nocturnal creature has distinctively vertically slit pupils and curved front claws, which makes it perfectly adapted for its arboreal lifestyle. Its prehensile tail allows it to grasp branches as it moves from tree to tree in its native habitat in New Guinea, a place where it has become increasingly elusive. You may have more luck finding a swimming butterfly than finding a black-spotted cuscus in the wild in your first or second try. Even within the lush forests of New Guinea, these animals are rare and difficult to spot. Unlike some of the other mammals on the list, their dwindling numbers are largely due to hunting, as local predators primarily target them. Additionally, the effects of climate change and habitat destruction further add to their challenges, making their survival a 50-50 chance. Over the years, experts have expressed growing concern for the future of the black-spotted cuscus. There are conservation efforts that aim to breed and reintroduce the species into its natural environment, but the persistent threat from hunters won't let things proceed smoothly. Despite these hurdles, there is still hope, no matter how little among conservationists, that the black-spotted cuscus can be saved from the brink of extinction. Number 5. Southern Darwin's frog. Familiar name. Yeah, the Southern Darwin's frog is named after the famous naturalist Charles Darwin, and it was discovered during his voyage on the HMS Beagle in Chile. It is found primarily in South America and thrives in forest glades and other natural areas close to slow-flowing rivers and streams. A unique habitat, however, having a unique habitat doesn't mean you can casually go and pick it up because it is a rare species and not one that is seen so often. The frog has remarkable camouflage abilities. It relies on its brown and green coloration to blend seamlessly into its surroundings, much like a chameleon, but very different from a chameleon. The difference is that while chameleons can directly change their skin color, this frog's natural coloration allows it to lie flat on the ground when threatened, mimicking the appearance of a dead leaf. It is a highly effective tactic that makes it difficult for predators to spot them and, consequently, for humans to observe them in the wild. Number 4. The Pygmy ThreeToed sloth. No one is a stranger to sloths. The Pygmy ThreeToed sloth, though, is a different story. It is native to Isla Escudo de Veraguas, a small island off the coast of Panama. And as you'd expect of a sloth, it spends its days indulging in a leisurely routine of sleeping, swimming, and climbing, all while maintaining a diet that consists primarily of leaves. Its life can be summed up in a simple cycle: eat, sleep, climb, and occasionally descend to relieve itself. Many people consider it to be adorable, but despite that, the Pygmy three-toed sloth is also critically endangered, as its population is threatened by not just the loss of habitat, but also climate change. This sloth is the smallest member of the sloth family, and it possesses certain genetic advantages that help it survive in its natural habitat. Like the Darwin frog, it has a unique coloration which can serve as excellent camouflage among the foliage, so it can easily blend into its surroundings and avoid predators when necessary. Also, due to its slow and deliberate movements, it is less noticeable in the wild. The pygmy three-toed sloth may have a relaxed lifestyle and follows a leisurely routine, but it also has strong survival traits. It can go extended periods without defecating, a feature that contributes to its seemingly carefree existence. Given these factors, the pygmy three-toed sloth is a remarkable animal that, while being fascinating, also needs conservation efforts. Number 3. The Rondo dwarf Galago. This species is one of the less known in the world. Even the name sounds like it came out of a fantasy movie. The Rondo dwarf Galago is a tiny bush baby and the smallest known species of Galago. It is native to the subtropical forests of Tanzania, where it stays in a fairly small habitat. How small is the population? Well, the entire species occupies an area of less than 100 square kilometers, and even this small area is rapidly shrinking due to ongoing deforestation. Little wonder they're not known. As their natural environment gradually diminishes in size and nutrients, the Rondo dwarf Galago faces increasing threats to its survival, successfully securing its position on the numerous lists of the most endangered mammals on Earth. This tiny primate has wide eyes and large ears, and the fact that it is a nocturnal creature only makes it more elusive, as it is difficult to spot it even in its natural habitat. Even conservationists who are interested in them struggle to locate and monitor them due to the combination of their small size and the dense foliage of their forest home. As their habitat continues to decline, the Rondo dwarf Galago becomes harder to study. Number 2. The Hirola. When the Wikipedia image of an animal is a drawing instead of an actual photograph, you know for sure that such animal is the real meaning of endangered. And unfortunately, the Hirola, also known as the hunter's antelope, is one such species, and its extinction would represent a significant loss, making it the first extinction of a mammal on the African continent in modern times. It was discovered in Kenya in 1888 and is easily recognized by its large horns and distinctive eyes, which contain glands used for marking territory. Their recognizable features do not mean they are scattered across the country. There are only about 300 to 500 individuals left in the wild. Since there's not a single one of them in captivity, it only increases the challenges of preserving them. The natural decline in their population may mean that little can be done to prevent their eventual extinction. As the Hirola population continues to dwindle, conservationists are almost running out of options in their efforts to protect them. With time, the beauty and uniqueness of the Hirola may only be appreciated through drawings or photographs, as sightings in the wild may soon become impossible. Number 1. The Seneca white deer. The Seneca white deer, with their impressive white coat, has become the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. Some believe they are the result of a military experiment gone wrong, while others suggest they may be the product of radioactive genetic mutations or even that they are spirits haunting the woods. Some other people find these theories a bit far-fetched, and for that, science has an answer. These deer possess unique genes that set them apart from their brown counterparts, but why the theory about military experiments? Even though they are elusive in the wild, the Seneca white deer have existed since at least 1941, and they've been flourishing within a fenced area designated for the US Army. Since most deer in this region were the typical brown variety, a few others that were seen covered in white coats would definitely spark curiosity. Today, it is extremely rare to encounter a Seneca white deer in its natural habitat, but when spotted, they cannot be overlooked because of their shiny appearance. The question seems an answer remains: where did these unusual white animals come from? The answer, much like the deer themselves, is yet to be understood. Which of these animals intrigued you the most? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos. While you're here, click the link on your screen for another interesting content.